On this channel today, we'll be discussing the theory of configuration and setup in Salesforce. One of the core areas of concentrations in the Salesforce is the configuration and setup. It's very important you as a newbies or you as an assistant administrator with years of experience. This is the area, the fundamental area you need to master that will really help you to actually carry out so many things. And in these areas, it covers so many aspects in Salesforce that will help you to do your jobs in the area of users management, in the area of profile, in the area of permission set, and so many organizational-wide default, and so many things like that. We're going to be discussing in this lesson today. The first thing, getting to be aware of Salesforce for the first time. Salesforce is an American cloud-based software company headquartered in San Francisco, California. It provides customer relationship management and software application focused on sales, customer service, and marketing automations, e-commerce, analytics, and application development. Now, Salesforce was founded February 1999 in California. Subsidiary like Tableau Software, Salesforce Marketing Cloud are also there as well as part of the subsidiary of Salesforce, where we have the headquarters of Salesforce sited over there in San Francisco, USA. The founders of Salesforce are Mark Benioff and Parker Harris. As of today, January 07, 2025, the net worth of Salesforce is $316.32 billion. That's the number one customer relationship management platform in the world. Is to connect customers, and be profit and non-profit organization in the world, they need to connect with their customers, connect with their, if it is health sectors, they need to connect with their doctors, health providers, and also the people receiving the health being provided, and I mean the patients as well. So many of these areas have been the core area where this Salesforce is actually really making impact. And the first area I'm going to look at here is software as a service, and in this one, Salesforce is offering Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Experience Cloud as a service in that area, and that's why they say software as a service. And so many organizations, they do pay as you go to, in order for them not to be running their server, storage, and whatsoever, or installing any form of hardware on their premises. They migrate to the cloud, and definitely if they contract this aspect of their business, or they are managing their organizations or running their business, it's been contract, I mean the area of technology is being contracted to Salesforce, then definitely it might be the contract Salesforce to take care of their service cloud, sales cloud, marketing cloud, or experience cloud, depending on the area that's business that particular organization is doing. And then in the terms of industry specific, we have finance services like banks, different institutions that are into monetary kind of activities, and then manufacturing companies as well. It's also there organizations that are into manufacturing. Definitely they can as well use Salesforce to connect in terms of software they are using in managing their activities, recording their data, so that they can have the customer 360-degree view of the data, and at the end of the day they will be able to make informed judgment by running their reports at the end of the day. So in the healthcare as well, it's being used as a healthcare provider. They are actually using the Salesforce platform as well. Automotive is also there, like Toyota is also using Salesforce to connect with the customer, depending on the area whereby they want to use the Salesforce, and actually to meet their organizational goal at the end of the day. Then we have our packings at the marketplace, whereby there are several of thousands of different applications that organization can use to augment their functionality of a Salesforce software or platform. whereby it's just like a marketplace where they sell, but majorly they sell different form of application. Some might be free, some might need to be purchased. So the functionality like that, or different solution that meet different organization need, they can also go there to get it connected, integrated to their platform. We have platform as a service, PaaS, in Salesforce, also known as Salesforce platform or Salesforce App Cloud. It's a cloud-based service that allows developers to create, deploy, manage customer applications, and also provides a robust set of tools and services to streamline development and integrate seamless Salesforce platform. Now, under configuration and setup is where administrator or Salesforce professional will be doing things in times of users management, because the users, who are the users? The users are the people that log in with their user's name and password to carry out their roles or responsibility on Salesforce platform. That means before you can run anything as a user on Salesforce platform, you need a user's account. Under that user's account, you have your profile, and in that profile, you also have your other things like first name, last name, and some other things like that will help the Salesforce administrator to set up your account as a user. You may be a user as a form of a sales representative, depending on the area of responsibility that you have. It might be users in forms of marketing, it might be users in form of project manager, solutions, engineers, or whatsoever. But whoever is logging into Salesforce platform using user's name and password, you refer to them as the Salesforce users. And what the Salesforce administrator does is to manage those users. One of the responsibilities to manage the users that are logging in, because if they are having troubleshooting issues in logging in, he should be able to correct or able to help them to manage without any hiccups on the platform to carry out their roles at the end of the day. So users management in Salesforce refers to the process of creating, maintaining, and controlling user account in Salesforce platform. So users management enable businesses to control who has access to their Salesforce data and what they can do with it at the end of the day. Now, what Salesforce admin do, many of the admins, if you are administrator on Salesforce, there are so many other responsibilities, but there are 4 core responsibilities that all Salesforce admin share. And these core responsibilities are users management, data management, maintaining security standard, and delivering actionable analytics, whereby they do dashboarding, they also do reporting at the end of the day. Because what great thing that Salesforce has done is to make all the data should be available on a single platform, so that organization will have a customer 360-degree view of the data at the end of the day. So this core area I just mentioned, user management, data management, maintaining security standard. You ensure that the security of the platform is secured in terms of you don't leave the platform open. Whoever is seeing anything is based on what they need to see to carry out the job. Or what you don't want them to see, you can use a profile to actually get that done, or feed level security. I think there are so many other security tools that you can actually use to sanitize and secure the Salesforce platform as an administrator. So users management habits, these are the habits that is expected of you as a Salesforce administrator. You observe users. You observe them in terms of you must know what they are doing at all the users on your platform, and most especially those that are being assigned to you. You look at them, you see what they're doing, how they are carrying out their jobs and responsibility. You communicate with stakeholders as well, whereby there is going to be meetings at times. You need to get involved in the meeting or board meetings. In some cases, if it requires you to come around, or at time you also do training of the users as well. You do presentation to them, you do training, and you do all sorts of things like that. These are the kind of update you also have. Then you review and report adoptions. When you carry out the report, you review to the stakeholders, you look at it, and you discussions about adoptions in the area the organizations are really doing well, the area that are not doing well is going to be discussed at the end of the day, and how the organization can actually improve and meet their target. So also you create and maintain a user's guide. Definitely you guide the users, you maintain the users at the same time. So what is a user in Salesforce? That's a very fundamental question. What users in Salesforce perspective mean is anyone who logs into Salesforce. Users are employees at your company, such as sales reps, managers, IT specialists, solution engineers, who need access to the company's record. Every user in Salesforce has a user account. So far, your users on Salesforce platform, you're definitely going to have an account. You must have a single profile being assigned to you. You can't have multiple profiles assigned to you on Salesforce platform. And if you need to carry out more responsibility beyond what is being provided by your permission set, is a tool that the Salesforce administrator can use to give you more access to other users' record on the platform. In Salesforce, these users is uniquely identified with a user's name, so you have your own user's name. You can share the same user's name with another users on a Salesforce platform. You also need to have your own password and profile. That's, as I said it earlier, that you can only have one profile assigned to you. Together with other settings, the profile determines which tasks a user can perform and what data the user can see and what user can do with that data. That is one of the most important thing that profile does. It determines the kind of tasks you can perform as a user, the kind of record you can have access to, what you can do with that data or the record at the end of the day on the Salesforce platform. Each user's account contains at least the following. These are the things when you want to create an account for users for the first time. Then you need a username, you need an email address, you need user's first name, and the user's first name is optional. Then you must have the user's last name, alias, nickname, license. For every user's coming on Salesforce platform, that must be licensed, being assigned to that users, and this is what the organization is paying for. They will be paying for the license, the number of licenses they actually get from Salesforce at the end of the day. So profile and the role there. Now the role is also optional. So just take note of that. I believe in Salesforce administrator exams that can really come out the kind of things that are contained in the account, but which one is optional. So you know that role is optional and first name is optional as well. The course introduction in this aspect will take you to sign up for free Salesforce account. You are signed for a trailhead account, switching between Lightning and Classic users interface, accessing Salesforce. Many of these are the areas, things you need to set up and put in place if you are logging for the first time to start carrying out activities on Salesforce platform. Then what is a profile? Profile is one very important feature that is being assigned to every account that is created for every user on Salesforce platform. Then the profile is a set of settings that permission provided to a specific Salesforce users that define the essence of their actions, what they can do on the platform, what they cannot do on the platform, what they can see, what they cannot say. So a profile in Salesforce determines the way in which users can access objects and data to perform specific business processes. Then under this profile, you can use profile to do feed level security, page layout, custom app, record types, tabs, and login. The Salesforce profile is assigned to every user whenever a user is created to define the extent of activities of that users on Salesforce platform. That particular users need a profile to be assigned to the users, and a Salesforce profile control the following key aspects pertaining to Salesforce. These are the area it controls: feed level security. The users are restricted to create, read, or delete field. In Salesforce, that what we call field. When you have any object, there are several fields, and this is the field that helps you kind of hold the data, the kind a particular record. It might be amount, the field amount. There are so many that you can really have in terms of field, but field specifically will define anything under any object that you have on Salesforce in terms of the record. Then page layout, the Salesforce user is permitted to see the kind of the layout that the users is permitted to see. It can be done through our profile. Then custom app as well. This restricts all the custom and standard app that can be viewed and are sales by a Salesforce user. Then we also have record types. This restricts the record types available to specific Salesforce users. There are different types of record types. You can have different record types now, maybe having 2 or 3 different record types depending on the roles or the responsibility that you want that person to carry out. You might say record type in terms of production record type. You can have development record types. And now, if a user's responsibility is to only deal with production record type, that means on that particular object, the user can only see production record type. So depending on how you want the administrator wants the users to see and the type of record type, so to designate it for that particular user at the end of the day. So login, this restricts the login hours. No, you can use the profile to actually specify a login hour for any users on the platform. So if this user is going to be logging in between 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and if that's the hour being assigned to that profile, that's the only hour that users can log in. Anything 4 p.m., that user will not be able to log in again. Then what about different tabs? It's also determined the kind of tab can be accessed and viewed by the Salesforce users on the platform as well. There are 2 users profile in Salesforce. We have standard profile and we have the custom profile. The standard profile is a profile already provided by Salesforce platform. It's not being made by any administrator or any developer whatsoever. Now we have a custom profile that can be created by users based on specific requirements. And it can be tailored to what you want it to do for that for a particular user. So you can create a custom profile that will be specifically tailored to achieve specified purpose for an end user. So let us look into standard Salesforce profile in Salesforce now. Let's look at standard profile that we have. We have system administrator. The system administrator profile is give full access, and that's the profile that is being assigned to Salesforce administrators. It gives full access to all areas of Salesforce, including ability to modify settings or get data. Then standard users profile also good for regular users within organization. They can access standard objects like account, contact, lead, but may not have permission to modify the system settings like what the system administrator can do. Then we have the one that standard profile like a read-only profile. The user with this read-only profile can view data we cannot make any changes. That's the name signifies. They can only see, they can't do any modifications or anything. The marketing users profile are designed for individuals who need access to Salesforce marketing automation features such as campaigns, marketing activities like rallies and all those stuff. They need marketing users profile to be assigned to them. Then we have Shatter only user. This profile is for users who only need access to Shatter Salesforce collaboration tool, do not require access to other Salesforce objects. They just need to have a Shatter like kind of a WhatsApp sort of, whereby they can collaborate with some other users. They don't really need to have full access to Salesforce platform. You just have to note this, that just a few examples of standard profile. Salesforce allows for extensive customization, include creation of custom profile tailored to your organization. You can also clone an existing profile as well. Then profile help to control access, permission, and data visibility for users based on the roles they perform on Salesforce platform. So in the users management administrations, let's say you have a sales representative. What they can do with sales data means they can only read and create. They can't edit. If that one is what you pick on the profile level when you are creating the user's account, then that's only what they can do with that particular data. Then if it is a case data, that's this, like, let's say solution engineer, that means he can read and edit whatsoever he has on the platform. Then implementation manager, these are the people that are into report and dashboard. Then they can read, create, and edit. Now, as an administrator, you perform users management tasks such as create and edit users. Yeah, you can create and edit users. If there's any modifications or any changes you need to make on users account, you can do it because you have the opportunity to log in as another user on Salesforce platform, you as a Salesforce administrator. Then license management, you have to manage the license, users report tickets, you use users training and creating training materials. You can do things like PowerPoint presentations, train the users on how best they can make use of Salesforce platform. Now you can as well use do reset password, create Google app account, grant permissions, create and manage other types of users, create custom fields, set custom links, run report on users, and delete administrations, delegate user administration tasks to other users. You can as well do all those responsibility, carry them out on the Salesforce platform. So these are the key terms for these lessons. The users roles in Salesforce define the level of access users can to the data or features in platform. We have role. The roles are typically assigned, pays, it's also optional. It's based on user job functions, organizational hierarchy, the kind of roles that you want that person to perform on Salesforce platform. It's going to be maybe manager, it's going to be administrator, it's going to, depending on the kind of role the person is coming out for your company. And that is what they'll be able to do with that, and it determines a whole lot of things. And then organizational hierarchy as well, depending on how that organization is being structured. When you have in organization, you have maybe people at the lower level of the pyramid. You can say you have sales rep, you can say you have their supervisor. After their supervisor, you can have managers. After managers, you can have directors. After directors, you can have the president at the peak. So what it means is that people below, let's say the representative, the supervisor that is above that representative, or the representative sales rep report to, can see the data or the record that is being managed by that produced or generated by that sales rep. But in other way around, the sales rep cannot see those above the hierarchy. So you just continue like that in terms of the roles, and it's actually the roles helps a lot in managing data, ensuring security or Salesforce platform as well. Is a very good features tools. License definition: a metadata description functionality of a given Salesforce product that are available to customer. So it has the metadata description of functionality of a given Salesforce product that is available to customers that they can make use of, and the kind of structures that is going to have. If it's administrator, the kind of license you are having as an administrator is different from the one that is being given to a sales rep. Now we also have user's profile. User profile in Salesforce define what user can do in the platform, as such as create, read, edit, record. Profile are typically assigned based on user job functions and are used to control access to data and features. So you use a profile to manage, to ensure security of the platforms in terms of what users can do with different data, like to create, read, edit, or delete. Then we also have permission set. Permission set in Salesforce allow administrator to grant additional permissions to users beyond what is allowed by their profile. Permission set can be assigned to individual users or groups of users. We have organizational wide default or the profile. Now, what profile does is that it says you can have read or edit or delete access to a particular record. And that profile, you might have like 10 persons having the same profile. If out of those 10, you only need 2 persons to have maybe delete access to sales object, there you can actually do what we call permission set. so that those two users will only be assigned with that permission set that will give delete access to a particular record. It might be case record, it might be depending on what you want it to do. But ordinarily, every other person will not have that, because if you don't assign the permission set to that user, they won't be able to see. Now, carry out that functionality. Permission set groups. We have permission set groups. That means you can combine more than one or two permission set as a bundle, and then you assign it to a particular users. Then user deactivation. Administrator can deactivate users account when an employees leave the company or change job roles. So if they are no longer with your company, you deactivate the account, but you don't delete users account. No, you just only deactivate the account. Then pending in time you have another user taking up that particular role or that particular job change. Then deactivating a user's account, remove the access to Salesforce data. You just go, you toggle with the activations, then they won't be able to log in or have access to that company's data again. Then we have user auditing. So, Salesforce provide auditing tools like set up audit trails that allow administrators to track users' activities or to monitor changes to data on the platform. It helps administrators detect or investigate any malicious or suspicious behaviors among the users. Now, this is the pictorial kind of diagram showing the role hierarchy. Role hierarchy is a mechanism to control the data source on the records that users have to other people's records on Salesforce platform. For example, a manager needs to have access to all the data determined to the employees who report to him, but the employee have no access to the data only owned by their manager. Okay, if you look at this now, you can see the sales reps, all those ones, and like this Western sales director is up the Western sales rep. That means the Western sales rep reports to the Western sales director. That means the Western sales director can see the record or data being managed by the Western sales rep. The Western sales rep cannot access or have any access to the record being managed by Western sales director. Vice versa, as it's going on, the president have access to every other, like CEO, CFO, VP and VP sales. They have access to every other record of the users below them in the role hierarchy. That's how the hierarchy works. So few and edit data roll-off, forecast, generate report only for their own data. So the people down here can only generate report on their own data, but people above them can generate report on the record of people or their subordinate, people below them within the organization. So that's how role hierarchy work on Salesforce platform. And Salesforce security begins at users level. Definitely, all these things like profile, all these things, they start all the way from when you are setting up the account of that user. So every security on Salesforce platform start right away from the user's license. You have standard users licenses like charter users licenses, community users licenses, service cloud portal users licenses, site and site.com users licenses, authenticated website users licenses. There are so many different types of licenses that you have on the Salesforce platform. Like the standard users licenses is being assigned, those ones will be able to do so many things on the Salesforce platform. But charter user licenses, they can only collaborate on the platform. We also have community users licenses, service cloud portal users licenses also there. So many of the licenses. Then another security tools on Salesforce platform. No area now we have now will be talking more of how administrator can make use of these different tools to ensure security of Salesforce platform. We have record level securities, and then under the record level securities where you have organizational wide default OWT. It says what is the baseline level of access that the most and a default level that is more restricted users should have of the organizational wide default are used to restrict the access. You grant access through other means. Now, when organizational wide default is the baseline of restriction you can or default level access that users can have. But now, if you want to know how to further grant access more than what is being provided by organizational wide default, then you can now use sharing roles, role hierarchies, sales teams and accounting, manufacturing sharings, and apex sharing. Now, when you hear about apex sharing, that means there is going to be coding. Anytime you hear anything about apex, the apex happens to be the Salesforce coding language. If you look at this, you have a profile level and permission set up there at the level of the users. The organizational wide default, the baseline of level of access that users can have. Then you can further use role hierarchy to open more access. You can use sharing roles to open access. You can use manual and apex sharing, or users can use manual sharing to share a particular record with a user, and then team sharing and territory sharing. So I won't be there actually dwelling on all these aspects that much, but I believe after subsequent lessons, I'm going to be doing use cases, how you can hands on how you can create a sharing rules that help you start to share record based on condition. You set some conditions, and if those conditions are met, that record will be shared with that users. Then manual sharing is the one that the record owner manually share with a particular user. Then we can have team sharing, whereby you collaborate with some group of users where they need to collaborate, maybe on sales account. Then you can actually pull some users together, and then you share a particular, you do team sharing for them. I mean, those people in that collaboration group will be able to have access to that account team. So like account team, you can do team sharing, opportunity team, like that. You can use team sharing. Then territory sharings, that means at a particular location, maybe you have your company in the locations, you can group or manage account opportunity based on that territory. Then the people that is being created within that particular territory will have the asset you want them to have. What are the main difference between profile and permission set in Salesforce? When you use a permission set instead of profile, then what happens? Profile and permission set are used to control access. Both are used to control access on the Salesforce platform, but they are different in terms of purpose you want to use them to achieve. Profile are assigned to user directly when you create them. So it's defining a baseline permission and setting for those users, maybe edit, delete, depends on what you want that users to create. Then you have access control. Profile control access to object, field, tags, and several other features within the Salesforce platform. You can also use profile to determine the level of security, feed level security. That means profile can be used to set feed level security, controlling which feed on an object user can see or edit. Setting profile are controls such as page layout, record type, and app permissions. Then you have permission set. The scope of that is to set up and use to grant additional permission beyond what is being available through the profile. You can use it to open more access, provide way to grant. So it depends, and it's flexible. It has flexibility. It's not rigid like a profile. It's also you can increase it, you can modify it further, enhance it. You continue to modify it, and you can even specify that you only want that permission set to be for a period of 1 month, 1 year, 6 months, depending on what you want it to do for you. Then we also have when to use permission set instead of profile. Job function changes. So when a job function changes, when users have a core job function but need temporary or occasional additional permission for a specific task, then you can use permission set become handy in that regard. Avoid profile changes. When you want to avoid making changes to profile, all are often compromise your company security of your platform. It is advisable for you to make use of permission set instead of actually editing or modifying the profile all the time. So the granular access control, that's what is meant by permission set. You need to provide granular access control. Don't want to create multiple profile for different combination of permissions. So you don't want to be engaging in numerous creating many profile and profile from profile. That will be, be too cumbersome, and it's going to be worrisome at the end of the day, because you won't be able to manage, you won't be able to know who's who and all that. So permission set, we really do a lot of things, and you can actually describe what a permission set does for you. What is what you are using it to do on the platform. So in summary, profile functional access, permissions for users, while permission set allow for more flexible granular control by adding additional permission on top of profile. So permission set are particularly useful when you need to grant specific access to a subset of users without modifying a profile. So under configuration and setups, talent linker, we're going to be dealing on different subtopics in the area of configuration and setup, introductions, which I've just done, company information page, how you can use it, how you can set it up, setting an organizational fiscal year, setting organizational business hours and holiday organizations, how you can set it up, organizational currency management, activating multiple currency in your organization, enabling advanced currency management currency data rate, and so many, facing users, where you need to face users, how you can face users, you cannot face users, deactivating users, creating a new users, team and branding, customizing on-page layout, so many of them. You can actually, these are the things we'll be using different case study to address in this channel. Configuration and setup, there are still so many, about up to like 65 different concepts is going to be treated. Users management, these are the core areas where I'm going to be taking like kind of subtopic as we progress on configuration and setup, whereby we demonstrate how you can configure users, permission set group, password policies, local rules, sharings, and all the rest. Right, that's a wrap up for today's video. I hope you have picked up some valuable insights and actionable tips in Salesforce ecosystem. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Give this video a big thumb up. If you found it helpful, I'm Asikola Oshirikan, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more.